This little beauty is the latest of Baby Lock's accessories. It is called the Lap Seam Folder, and what it effectively does is to fold one piece of fabric over the top of the other piece of fabric, so you have quite a flat seam either side. You'll notice that I've got a fair sized lip down there, but I was actually playing it safe because I wanted to get quite close here. This is quite a good experiment because I've got the spotty piece of fabric, the grain is going down, and on the flowery piece of fabric the grain is going across. So I thought that was a good test drive to see how the folder would actually cope with the grain in two different directions, and the answer is absolutely fine. Of course, probably the most popular way to use it is for denim. This is a typical seam that you would find on a pair of jeans, and again folded on the inside like so. So there are no raw edges anywhere in this seam. Cover stitch only, obviously, and I have been using a wide cover stitch. You can use a narrow cover stitch, but quite frankly you're going to have to be pretty accurate if you do. So triple would work just as well. You just have 3 lines down the center of your seam, but frankly the wide works extremely well for me. Now let me just show you, if I'm doing a project and I want to make sure that I get this lined up every time, if you come a little closer, there is a little projection on the front of the folder here. I don't know if that makes it easier for you to see. What I normally do is to line up that projection with the leftmost needle. I do have adjustment screws here which allows me to increase or decrease the amount of fabric that laps over one another. I have found, because I'm a bit of a wimp, by overdoing it slightly, so I've got that lip on the inside, that suits me. You might not like that, you might want to get it a bit closer, which means you can adjust using those 2 screws there. If I'm perhaps doing a project and I'm using the Gloria here, if maybe my project requires overlocking and then some more cover stitch and then I've got to do a lap seam, what I do is to take a soft pencil and just mark down the side of that. My marking will come off quite easily later, but I can just use that to realign my folder when it's time to start using it again. Now let me just show you here. So if I turn it the right way up, it's probably easiest for you. This is where the underneath piece of fabric curls up and over, and then you've got the top piece of fabric curls down and under. So that basically is how it works, and the screws here allow you to increase or decrease the amount that they fold over. So let me put this back on, line it up with my marked line, like so, tighten the screws. Now I'm using 2 different coloured pieces of fabric. As you saw, it works quite well with most fabrics. If you've got a really soft fabric, I found a stable jersey worked quite well. If you have a soft piece of fabric and you find it's not curling too easily, then just spray it with starch just along the edge to give you that little bit more stiffness, and it should then behave itself coming through. Now I'm putting the lower piece in first. Now I don't know if you can see there, the fold is very slightly twisting. So what I generally do is just get hold of it and square it up like so. And once I've got that square, I use my wonderful knee lift to just drop the foot onto it and hold it in place. And now I'm going to put the second piece in. Just realised, let me come back out a little bit, might be able to see a bit better. And now I'm just gently pushing that into place. Hold that one, knee lift and slide. If you find it starts to pucker, then just use your tweezers to just straighten it. So now we have the top piece is folding over the bottom piece, and all I have to do is gently guide those two pieces in towards one another. I have a wide cover stitch, I have my differential feed on N, I have my stitch length on 3, and I'd say speed should be medium to low. As you see, I stitch quite slowly when I'm doing this. I'd rather stitch slowly than go quickly and have to unpick. All the time just gently pushing the right one into the left and the left one into the right. And just watch this last inch or so that they don't pull apart as they come out of the folder. There we go. So you see the alignment along that edge is very, very accurate, but I'm prepared to accept a little less accuracy at the back. If you want to use this side as the right side with a decorative thread through your looper, then simply move the alignment of the folder so that you get this edge much closer to the stitching. I think that is a fabulous piece of kit. I've actually made a gored skirt using it, and I found it was a slightly stretchy fabric, but I found if I just put the differential feed up to 1.3, it didn't need to go up very far, just 1.3, and that helped to stop that fabric in the skirt from stretching too badly. Incidentally, this will fit any of your combination or cover stitch machines.